Well, hello there. Welcome to the 30 episode 127. The 30, of course, is a weekly live broadcast focused on providing valuable information to help you to enhance your personal, professional, and spiritual lives. I am your host, Patrick, leadership development trainer, coach, entrepreneur, and I'm certainly glad that you decided to join us today. As we approach the end of 2022 and we start to look at 2023, it's time to start thinking and working on your goals, your spiritual goals, your personal goals, your professional and business goals. Certainly time to really think about those things and put them into action, write them down so that when the clock hits 2023, that you are ready to go, you are off and running. In terms of planning, I'm often reminded of the quote that's attributed to Benjamin Franklin, which says, "By failing to plan, you are preparing to fail." So I hope that you are planning right now. You're writing things down. You're thinking. You're writing things down, and you are getting ready for what's to come. Of course, you're going to finish 2022 strong, but you're also getting ready for 2023. So the question is, have you started even thinking about 2023 and some of your goals and your plans? Tonight, our conversation is going to be specific to entrepreneurs, small business owners, or those that desire to be an entrepreneur or small business owner. And the question that I have for you is, what are you doing with your goals? What do you plan to do in 2023? Is one of your goals to scale and grow your business? If the answer is yes, I have yet another question for you. And that is, do you have the systems? Do you have the creativity and innovation in place? Or are you planning to put them in place to help drive you? Because we know that without these things, we're limited in how we can scale and how we can grow. People resources, yes, is critical, is important. You got to have people. Whether yourself, if you're a solopreneur or entrepreneur, small business owner, the importance of people is critical. But when you back that with systems and innovation and creative methods, now we have something going. So if you do or you don't, or you simply want to find out more, what is this system, Patrick, that you speak of? What are these innovations and methods that you're speaking about? If you have something of that in mind, if you're thinking about these things, or if you already have them in place, but you need to enhance them, episode 127 is here. You do not want to miss this. I invite you to like and share this broadcast. If you're watching it live, that's fine. If you are watching it in replay, certainly thank you for being here. But I have a special guest that she knows all about systems. She knows all about innovation. And I'm telling you, she's helped me. And you've heard me mention her name many times. She's no stranger to the 30. But tonight is all about finding out what she's doing and what she has going on to help people like us, right? Grow and scale our business. So stick around give me 10 seconds. And I'm going to bring her in. I'm going to bring her in and let her loose on you because she has a lot to cover and I don't want to take away from that. 10 seconds and I'll be right back. Tonight on the 30th episode 127, we are talking about scaling and growing our businesses. And I have a good friend. She's an advisor, she's a consultant, she's a coach. She tells me or guides me or asks me the difficult questions that I sometimes can't answer. None other than our friend Sabrina Teekah. Sabrina, welcome to the 30 again.
Hello, Patrick. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. How are you doing?
I am well. I am well. It's a little rainy here, but it's winter, I
It is
guess.
winter. Well, we got cold, we got snow supposed to be coming.
Right.
It's icy out, so we got a lot going on. But before we get started, let me do this. Let me wish you happy birthday, Sabrina.
Oh,
It's your
thank you.
birthday.
Yeah,
It's
it's
your
one of those
birthday.
things.
I wish I could sing and then I could sing it for you, but I don't want to scare off our viewers and listeners. They'll be like, oh no, don't do it. So I'm just going to say happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, Sabrina, you are no stranger to the 30, but we have some new viewers, new listeners. So, tell our viewers and listeners who you are and what you do.
Okay, so I'm Sabrina Teekah, and my husband and I own a business called OpEx Consulting, and we help businesses. He focuses on larger businesses. I focus on smaller business with their technology and their systems. Systems being their funnels, their strategy, really looking at what their goals are and can we help them get to that goal. So I'm like your business Uber. Let me help you get to from point A to point B. I'll leave you alone and then come back when you need the next leg of the round.
There you go. I love that analogy, and you do it so well because you do it for myself, you do it for my wife, and you do it for so many others, and you do it well. So thank you for everything that you do. Now, our topic today is scaling and growing your business in 2023, planning for 2023. So, when we talk about that, and you said systems that you and your husband put in place, innovation, tell us what that means to a entrepreneur and a small business owner.
So, most of the times when we're thinking of putting a goal, it's more of a lot of times I see doing more of the same thing. So I need 10 more clients or six more clients, but I'm going to challenge you tonight to think a little bit more outside of the box in terms of how can I exert the same amount of energy but have a bigger impact. So that's going to be my challenge for you guys tonight, and I'll give you a bunch of tips on how to think about that because as we supposedly going into a recession or whatever, we want to maximize the time that we're spending to get the most impact and income from that time that we're going to spend. So, how can we be a little bit more creative?
Awesome. Now, you are known throughout the world as an expert in online and virtual meetings. I term you as the dashboard queen, right? Others term you in terms of your expertise, your Zoom knowledge goes beyond. So there are many things that you do for individuals, for businesses on the online space. But we all know that when it comes to entrepreneurs, small business owners, the majority of them are us are not online. We are whether operating as a solopreneur or small business owner, entrepreneurs who have small employees in terms of size wise, and some also have brick and mortar stores.
Mhm.
So when we talk about that and we look at systems and scaling and growing, what are some of the things that businesses that are not online can do to scale, to grow, increase revenue?
So, what I want you to think about, first of all, is let's take a let's take what happened after COVID. Because we were forced to be online during the lockdown, COVID accelerated the need to be online, everybody being online by about 7 to 10 years. So if we didn't have COVID, lots of companies would not even consider doing a virtual conference or a virtual training session. So it forced us to think about how can we still do business online because we have all the technologies. So that being said, as any business, if you think about your own behaviors. So for example, you the behaviors of the consumer has sort of accelerated a bit as well. We expect things instantaneously. We buy a book from Amazon and it's on our front door in a couple of hours or the next day. We can take a photograph of our, of a check and deposit it. Some people don't pay by check anymore. Everything is done online and instantaneously. So one of the things that you have to think about as a business owner is how is my business, how am I showing up online? Am I making it easy to be found? And am I making it easy for somebody to purchase something from me? So, one of the techniques that used to be used, a while back is we have this service or we have this thing. Give us a call and we'll tell you more about it. Well, nobody wants a phone call anymore. You want to learn about it without having to call and find out about it. And the way people find out about these things today is actually through your social media presence. So, or they'll ask their friend, or, so having an online presence and making your business easy to buy something from you online is really critical.
Hmm.
So that's where the innovation piece comes in. And that's where, because today, in the past, we used to send a lot of postcards as a brick and mortar business. We might send a
Mhm.
postcard. But who's reading a postcard these days? 9 times out of 10, it is not. It's being thrown in the trash. So think about, there are people that are still doing it. So hear me out here. Not everybody, but most people want something instantaneously. So thinking about how can I provide that and how can I make that happen is where that innovative piece comes into play. And
So
understanding behaviors now.
got it. So if we look at a traditional business, and I love the illustration that you just brought up in terms of cards, right? Because we are at the holiday season, and people are sending cards. But you are absolutely right. How many people actually look at the cards? And there are businesses online that can says, hey, you can do this by sending an online message, whether it's to a friend or to a business. So what I'm hearing you saying is that traditional businesses, one of your plans or your goals for 2023, in order to scale and grow, you should not give up on what you're doing, but you should enhance what you're doing. Is that what you're
Well, you should
saying?
keep doing what works. If it's working, keep doing it, but add the other component, add the other level of making it easy for the people that want to do to find you. So I would say a couple years ago, we never used to do a whole lot of online shopping. We didn't buy groceries online, or not a lot of people did. But now, today, it's the norm, and especially on your phone. So make sure your websites and anything you're offering, it looks good on the phone as well. So that's another piece there, but I'm getting ahead of myself there.
No, that's again fantastic information because in a traditional business, especially when we talk about a small business owner or an entrepreneur, we're not thinking like that. right? Because
Right.
we were told this is the way to do business. But large companies have already started to pivot in that area because they saw from COVID that they have to.
Correct. Correct.
So
Yeah.
then, how can a small business and entrepreneur, solopreneur, what are some of the things that they can do? What are some of the strategies? And I don't want you to give away everything because I know you have
I do
something
have a
coming up,
lot.
right? And I want you to keep some back because I know you have something that's coming up on Monday. So, what are
Right.
some of the things that an entrepreneur, a solopreneur, small business owner can do?
So one of the really really key thing is start collecting names and email addresses because that asset is yours. If you have a million people on Facebook, but you have none of their email addresses, if Facebook decides to, or any of the social platforms, decide to change their algorithm, change the way your audience sees your content, that's not your asset. That's an asset living on somebody else's platform. So you try to get them to come over to your platform, which is your website, and offer something to give your name and email address. I'm sure all of you have seen where you go to the store and they're like, well, what's your email address? We'll send you a coupon or we'll tell you when the sales are coming up. So they're collecting names and email addresses, and then you get some sort of, the postcard that used to go out, or the flyer is now the email. More of the emails are going out and less of the flyers are going out. So just be thinking about that. Collect names and email addresses. If you don't have a system right now to collect that, write it on paper. Ask them when they come into the store to just write it out for you until you can sort of put those things in place.
That's a fantastic strategy. It makes so much sense. Those few times that I'm dragged to the mall by my wife, right? Those few times when we go to the store, we purchase something, that is the first thing that the cashier asks. What is your email address? And I'm like, okay, why do you need my email address? And then they offer a gift. I say, okay, discount, here's my email address. And then before I
Exactly.
leave the store, I get an email.
Or sometimes they say, do you want the receipt emailed to you or printed? So understanding that that's how, all you have to do is look at your own behaviors and look at your own experiences and think, am I doing that in my business? How can I do that, and how can I do it? How can I start doing it so that I can implement that one other thing and the one other thing. So we want to make it easy for customers to find us and for us to communicate with them.
Mm, that is so awesome, Sabrina. So when we're talking about communicating with them, what would be some of the things or the methods that we can use to communicate? I know it's the email. Are there any other ways or methods that we can, or creative ways that we can communicate
Yeah.
with our
So
customers?
So a couple of, I'm going to give you a shop local type idea
Hmm.
for brick and mortar, but this also works in the digital space for online businesses. Find a business that's complementary to yours. So let's say you have a barber. Now, everybody going into the barber shop have a girlfriend or a wife or a mother or sister or something, a female version of that, right? Now, they need to go to a hairdresser. Can you collaborate that I can have their flyer in my store and they can have my flyer in their store? How can you help each other to grow? Because you're not competing. You're one needs the other, so to speak, if
Hmm.
that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. So from here, you're saying let's say the barbershop or the hairdresser person can come in and you're capturing emails to send them something, right?
Well, You're capturing emails for yourself,
right?
but if you have a collaborative effort to help each other grow,
Mm,
then if I go to my hairdresser and they have a loose partnership
mhm.
with a barber shop, and they have the flyer of the barbershop in their store and say, hey, if you need a barber, take this flyer, or vice
Right.
versa. That way, you're collaborating and helping each other to grow. Another thing that works really well is that sometimes you might have a bakery or a restaurant next to another type of store. You
Mhm.
could invite them to have happy hour Friday once a quarter and let them bring the samples into the store, and you're cross promoting each other.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, you cross promoting each other for complementary businesses is really a great way for communities to help each other.
Great. Now, what are some of the other systems that you think will benefit entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, small business owners? What are some of the other things that you think will benefit us in 2023 that we need to get going on?
You need to, okay, every time you post something, regardless of which platform you're posting it, always have a call to action. The call to
Mm,
action can be, um, you know, it could be sign up for our email or sign up for um our monthly special or something like that. It needs to be a hook. It has to be something that generates curiosity. So think about headlines, headlines in newspaper, they generate a certain curiosity. So signing up for the newsletter is not enough of a hook. Back in the day, it was because we didn't have so many information being thrown at us, but now it's a little bit harder to sort of grab your attention to just do sign up for our email. So having some sort of hook um, would be something to actually do on all your any post that you have, or your signature section in your email, whatever the emails are going out. Also, if you do use printed material, consider using a QR code to that hook. So on your website, you'll have an opt in page, which will collect the name and email address for the thing you promised. So if you promised that you'll have, you come in with your friend and both of you guys get a slice of pizza for free or something interesting that would grab the attention of the person reading that.
hmm. Tell us about the QR codes because I'm seeing this pop up more and more. And it just fascinates me. And I see businesses doing it.
Right.
How, what is a QR code first? Right? Because people may not know. They see it, but don't know how to
Yeah.
use it. Uh, what is
So
it? And then what's the value, as you mentioned, to a small business owner or entrepreneur?
yeah. So the QR code, you have to have a QR code on the business side. You have a QR code generator and they have free ones. And what you do is you put in a URL and it generates this QR code for you. So it's a direct link to a specific web page.
Got it.
Now, what's nice about it is all you have to do back in the day when the QR codes were first introduced, you had to download an app that's a QR code reader. Now you just open your camera and hover over it, and it will open a browser window and it goes directly to that page. So it's
Nice.
very fast.
Yeah, yeah. I remember the days of the QR code reader. You got to download, as you said, and put it on your phone as an app, and then you go to it and click on it. And so that, but I'm seeing more and more QR
Yeah.
codes pop up.
Even
So there's a benefit
yeah,
to it.
even in restaurants, they put the entire menu on a QR code and you just scan the QR code so you can look at the menu on your phone.
Hmm. Can I use a QR code to help in terms of payment if I want it? Can it be linked to
The
a
payment page?
yeah,
It could be linked to any URL.
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Good. Now, I know that you're talking about these systems and strategies and innovative way of doing things. Uh, and I know from personal experience the plethora of knowledge that you have, and you have something coming up that you want to share some of that knowledge with others. Tell us, what is that? When is it? And how can myself and others as entrepreneurs and small business owners benefit from it?
So on Monday, the 19th of December, from 6 o'clock to 7:30, I will be hosting a workshop to show like foundational pieces. It's a planning workshop. However, it's not the usual, it's really planning with strategy in mind in terms of I want to make X number of dollars. But if you say you want to make X number of dollars, understanding the business model, where are you going to make that money? How are you going to add the revenue as opposed to, because having 10 more clients, which is amazing. But remember, if you're a solopreneur, you have a very small team, the more you add, everybody only has 24 hours in the day. So the systems part is parts of how can you look at your business and what can be automated in terms of building out something and maybe selling an online course, and it's all automatic so that you don't have to be in front of the client, the customer, in order to generate. So that's one area. Another area you could think about is how can I boost and increase the value of every transaction. So for example, if a transaction, and the common thing to think about it is, McDonald's will ask you, do you want fries with that? So what are your fries that you can sell like one extra little thing that's a no-brainer price that people don't mind adding to it because that's leaving money on the table. And if you can, if it makes sense, then why not, right? So that's another, is thinking about how can you boost the exact sale rather than having to resell them something. Then another one that I'm going to give you really quickly is certain businesses really can implement a membership model. So let's say you're a car wash, right? And I can pay X number of dollars per month and come twice a month or whatever to get my car washed. Not everybody is going to be coming twice a month, but you have that recurrent income coming in, and that membership model can be applied to many other stores, many other types of businesses as well. You just have to, build a little strategy to it and make sure that it makes sense because whatever offer you have, it needs to be irresistible.
Hmm.
It needs to be irresistible for your ideal customer because what's ideal for one customer is not necessarily ideal for the next.
And Sabrina, I just put the link here, and I'll put it in the chat as well. So
Okay.
this is for small business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, those that are in the virtual space. So it's for everyone that is looking to plan for 2023 in terms of how to scale and grow their business, right?
Correct.
Wherever that business is, whether it's online or
Or brick and
traditional.
mortar. Right.
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 Okay.
Because these same techniques can be applied in both spaces.
Got it.
Because at the end of the day, you're applying it, you're building this strategy and you're implementing it online. So whether you're an online business or a brick and mortar that needs to implement an online piece, it will work for both.
Okay. And here's the link again. Make sure that, and I'll put it also in our comments. Make sure that you go here. And Sabrina, I was showing briefly the page,
Okay.
and let's see if I can pull that up again for our viewers. And this is it, right?
That's the checkout page.
Okay, this is a checkout page. Okay,
Yeah, and we are charging a small fee for it because um, I want you to take it seriously.
right, right.
I really want to because that small investment can turn if you take it seriously,
Hmm.
you plan your stuff, and you go implement one or two of those things that I'm going to share with you, you'll make more than $47. You'll make back more than $47.
Yeah, I tell you, I made an investment, $97. Was it 2 years ago now? And
Yep,
that's
yep.
when I met you, and it was the best $97 that probably the best in one of the top five best investments that I made in my life,
Yeah.
because I met yourself and I met some of your community, some great people, and I learned so much over the 3 days
But you
about
were able to reinvent your business. You're still
absolutely.
you're still using your same skill set, but you've reinvented parts of your business and added that innovative piece that was just brilliant, you know?
Yeah, yeah, and we had to do it at that time in
Absolutely.
2020, right? And we still today use that piece to drive business. so,
Correct. Correct.
so not only are we using the traditional way of doing things, but we now combine the traditional with the additional strategies and systems that we learn and that you're teaching us on a weekly basis to help grow and scale the business. And I look back, Sabrina, I don't know where we would be as a business without that $97 investment, and then taking that to get to you and others to help us scale and grow.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
people get caught up in cost and investment price. If you are truly looking to scale and grow your business in 2023,
With some
I
innovative
implore you,
ways.
an innovative way, add to
Yes.
what you have now, right?
Add to what you have now.
We're not saying
Absolutely.
replace it. We're
No.
saying add to what you have now
Yeah.
in order to scale and grow, to increase your business.
Yeah.
You need to really see Sabrina on Monday, December 19th. And Sabrina, what is that time again, please?
It's 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Eastern time.
All right. So there we
And
go.
if you cannot make that day, drop a note in the same chat or to Patrick, and we'll figure out how to get you, how to either run it again or get you that information.
Yeah. No, I am a believer in creativity and innovation in systems
Hmm.
for that Sabrina is going to teach you, because she taught me and continue to teach me. It blows my mind every time that we sit down and talk to her. So don't sit on the fence. I know I talk about a lot about investment versus price, but if you're seriously interested about scaling and growing your business in 2023, adding to what you have now, however small, however large, make sure that you utilize the link here, go to it, sign up, and then we will see. I will be there on Monday too, because I need more information. I can't get enough. I'm like a sponge. I need more, right? So I'll be there. Join me there. And I know without a shadow of a doubt that you will take away something that you can implement in your business going forward for 2023. Sabrina, any last words for our viewers and listeners?
um, yes. First of all, happy holidays to everyone. And, this is a time where we have to be creative. And many, with all the news around, Sometimes it can get depressing, but I'm challenging you to be creative, to stay on track. There's still a lot of wonderful things happening, and really look at behaviors online, like buying behaviors. And a lot of times there's a gap between the buying behavior and what we as a business is offering. So let's close that gap, at least close a couple of pieces with this planning program. And they're simple things. I like to give you a couple of simple ideas so that it's not overwhelming. So, again, thank you, Patrick. Happy holidays to everybody and blessings and success for 2023.
Sabrina, thank you for being here. Thank you for being my guest. More important, thank you for being a friend, and a coach, a consultant. So I thank you for you being you. And as I said, I look forward to what's coming on Monday. I'll be there, and I invite my viewers and listeners to join us as well on Monday the 19th. And tell us the time again, Sabrina.
6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Eastern time.
Eastern time. Great. All right, Sabrina, thank you.
All right.
Enjoy your
Thank you.
birthday.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have fun, and we will chat very soon. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, great. So we've been talking to Sabrina Teekah, and when it comes to systems and innovation and creative ways of doing things, there's no one better in terms of her knowledge and how she breaks it down. So I encourage you to really sign up. Here's the link. Go sign up and make sure that you are there Monday, December 19th at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Invest, as we say, invest in you. And that's going to be our hashtag. We said it before in coaching. Now we're going to say it again in terms of getting knowledge for entrepreneurs and small business owners. Invest in you. Once you invest in you, no one can take that away from you. So I want to thank Sabrina for being here. That's it for another episode of the 30, episode 127. And as we go through the next 3 episodes or so, we're going to be talking about getting ready for 2023, making sure that when the clock hit 12 o'clock or 12:01, January 1st, 2023, you're not waiting, but you are prepared because you've planned and now it's time to execute. And you'll hear me talking about that. And I'm going to challenge you as to what are some of the things that you'll be doing for 2023. So Sabrina has one. You hear me talk about our coaching, and those that have signed up. Let me just briefly talk about our coaching program. Those that have signed up, I want to thank you and congratulations for making that first step. Those of you that have not signed up, I'll talk more about that on next week's episode. So may God bless you and your family. We will chat with you soon. See you on next week's episode of the 30. Blessings to you.